All right.
Remember, this is a crew.
I know.
Okay, so the late night crew.
No, the crew, just the crew.
All right, the crew. Okay.
Fine with me. All right, so we're recording. So you're ready whenever you are.
All right, guys. So how you doing? So this is the first episode of The Crew. So I am your man Bogey, and I am with
J Few.
All right, and
Ghostbusters Chris.
Ghostbusters Chris, and
Hess.
That's right. So, Mr. Hess, thank you so much for putting this idea together. And this is something that we're really going to enjoy because, we definitely have a great voice. We definitely have past experiences. And I think we're going to do really well here with The Crew.
Yeah. So I just want to point out, I think Chris has to build us all an arcade machine so we have it in the background. I'm really jealous about that.
Yeah, it's a 4-player one, too, that lights up. Wait, hold on a second.
Wow.
Echo, turn off lights.
Oh, my God. He doesn't even get it off his ass.
I can get it on with the Echo too. I mean, you can't really see the button, the buttons. They change colors depending on the game. Whatever.
Right.
Wow, nice. That looks fantastic. I love it. Everybody
That's a great job. Yeah.
Everybody needs one of those inside their room.
Holy cow!
Yeah. See, I'm old school. I got the clapper at home in the bedroom. Just screw Echo.
So Ghostbusters, if I were to say Echo, vibrate seat, you would have a good time right now?
Look at that, he muted himself. Tell Echo to turn your mic back on.
Yeah, I guess Echo didn't want to answer that one for him.
Yeah. Remember, this is
the button.
This is the Crew after hours. We can talk about whatever. Don't worry about anything you say, Chris. It's okay, man. We can hear about your stories. It's good. It's good.
Man, I wish I had some good stories, but I got stories for other people, not mine.
All right. So one thing I wanted to talk about is Bogey's son Gio put out that video this week, which was a great movie for them, and they took it down. So what did they tell you as to why they took it down? And YouTube took it down, not Gio.
Yeah, so basically yesterday was the world premiere of Giovanni's movie, along with his two friends, Simon and Samuel. And it was a movie that they've been working on pretty much the last 6 months called Sunset City. So aside from the filming, my son Giovanni went ahead and did the editing, the special effects, the audio, the music composure, and so forth. So he worked really hard on it. Now, yesterday it went live at 6 p.m. and we had, quite a few people, watching it live, and had quite a few views. They had definitely over 100 by Friday night, as when the night went over.
Yeah.
And him and his friends have done quite a few short films, and quite a few of them have a little bit of blood, some gunfighting, some karate, all types of things that myself and my wife, we're aware of what he's doing, so we're okay. We know that he's not taking it to a reality extent. We know that he's doing it because we watch those kind of movies. So we're fine.
And Dave, I've seen his other stuff too. I mean, he's got the other videos with them jumping out at things and the futuristic thing. I mean, they're all great. So it's not like he's the first one he's put up with that kind of content.
Correct. And aside from that, I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube, and there's a lot of things that are, at that level or even worse. So, and that's fine. It's a choice that you have of either watching it or not. So this morning when Giovanni went on his page to go ahead and pull up the video and watch it again, he got a message from YouTube saying that it met their status quo on being overly violent, and it was just a shock because we did have quite a few people that were trying to watch it today. And they got met with the video got actually pulled off. So we really didn't get any specifics other than there was it was taken down due to some sort of violent content. But of course, at the same time, unfortunately, we feel that there might have been someone, and it's very sad to think that one person or two people might say, "Hey, I didn't like this content," and it was actually, completely taken off. So it could have been either or, and it's very sad that these young kids, they're 13, 14 years old, with a lot of imagination, and imagination that we had when we were that young, and that all their efforts that they put together were just blatantly just shut down by the censorship. That's, I think it's gotten even a bit worse from YouTube, Google, Facebook, and a lot of other social medias. So yeah, it's very sad to see something like this happen to people that like to create.
As a social media creator, and I also create content as well. When I saw the message this morning, I was quite surprised, but I don't know if it's like a gray area, because I know that a year and a half ago, with the COPPA guidelines that came out, where content that was released for children, I think before that, YouTube was knowingly, they were passing content and catering videos to kids, and they knew about that, and the COPPA went ahead and fined them, right? And then that's when they had to do something. Now I don't know if because your son is a minor, that when he creates content, if YouTube automatically just makes his content for kids no matter what. I don't know if he has that option, but if he did create a video and he left the video as for kids, then it would automatically be flagged and it would be taken down. Now, the thing is that if that was the case, yesterday I watched the whole movie, and it was great. Let me tell you, like from watching from the first time that Gio created his first video all the way till now, you see like all of the improvements and all the things that he's done and how far he's come along, and his imagination is just flourishing. I saw the whole pretty much the whole video yesterday, and it went on and it played and it ended and that was it, right? And afterwards there were like maybe like 100 and some views. It was very impressive. They had like 20 people watching live. For a small YouTube channel, that's huge, and they consistently stayed watching the video. So I believe, and I'm not even sure, but I believe that somebody might have reported the video, and that's why it was taken down. Because if it would have been flagged automatically by YouTube, it wouldn't have played live at all. Because I've had videos where I've played, and if they had like music, copyright music, and it wasn't supposed to be used, they would take the video down even when I was live. So I don't know. It's weird. The other thing that's weird is also, I don't know how it works with kids creating content. If they go to a certain level, even though I know that's his creativity and what he's doing, and as a father, to me, it's fine. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't know. I don't know if YouTube just, because he's a kid, automatically took the video down. I don't know. So I don't know. What do you think, Brian?
Well, don't they give you a warning or a strike?
No, actually, they what they do is they'll take the video down. It has to meet a certain level of I guess like something to get a strike. They would tell you right away if you receive a strike to an email. You get up to 3, and then on the third one, your account is terminated permanently. Right. So just because you use something that's copyright or a video that of yours that may be taken down doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to get a strike.
Yeah. No, I mean, and it's funny because me and Bogey were talking the other day just before it previewed, and I saw the poster, and I even said to him, I said, "Oh, we need to paint your kids' props." You know, because you can see they're green and orange and all. And he even mentioned that it brings in that sense that it's for kids. You know, it's they're not using real weapons or anything like that. So yeah, I think it's kind of weird. I mean, and in lieu of it all, I mean, was it marked like? Don't you have to mark it like this is suitable for kids or this is not suitable?
Yeah, so that's the thing that I would have to ask Bogey about. Did your son mark the video not for kids when he uploaded it?
I'm not sure, but as far as I understand, I mean, he just did the regular uploading of it. I mean, he's uploaded quite a few videos, you know, in the past year, and they've
Right.
all, you know, they've had. Listen, when we're kids, man, our imagination around, you know, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 gets around that, you know, fighting and gunfights and, you know, blood and this and that. So yeah, him and his friends have been doing quite a few, mini films, and they've been pretty similar in content, and they haven't been flagged. So that was strange. So I'm pretty sure whatever he uploaded just like he has all the other ones.
Yeah.
And basically, the previous year, a year ago, him and his friends did Kakawas, which was another big blockbuster, film that they did together, which was the equivalent of what they did last night, which was Sunset City. And that one pretty much had the same thing, you know, using the Nerf guns and the fighting scenes and the punching scenes and all that good stuff. And that one, you know, again, thank goodness it was up. It's still up there, and it hasn't been flagged. So it was just very strange.
So to ask you, this new movie took 6 months to make.
Yeah, they've been filming for quite a bit, and of course the editing process. You guys know that can take a long time. I mean, this film was about an hour and 20 minutes. So Giovanni, from all the different videos that he's done in the past year, he's learned a lot, and I've given him advice and little tips here and there, and he puts in sound effects, he puts in music, he puts in a lot of sequences there. So yeah, it's taken a while, and he put his all in it. So it's very sad to see how this just got taken down.
I would just re-upload it. I mean, and just make sure everything is unchecked. Because I mean, think about it, all the other YouTubes out there. I mean, you have the streaming wrestling that happens. You got look at Juke Squad. They went up and made major news and went on to Hollywood's the Hollywood sign and changed the whole thing. Got arrested. It was all on YouTube. This YouTube channel.
Wow. Well, the only thing I would say, Brian, about that is before he does upload, he should maybe check that email out and try to see if they can give him a response, because I don't usually see so many like kids, especially like it's not only him, it's like a group of kids who create this content. And what is YouTube's stance on content created by creators that maybe create like content that may be PG-13 or
I'm thinking that I think by default, when you upload a video that this is suitable for children is marked. So maybe he did, and
right. That and if that's the case, then he would be okay.
Right.
Because what if he did upload the video and he marked this content is suitable for kids? Then that's when the video would probably be taken down.
Right. So re-upload it, make sure that box is not checked, and see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? They take it down again. You know what I mean?
I would say that to try to contact YouTube exactly what it was that it was too violent, and it was because it was too violent and had minors in it. I would say contact them, find out, and then maybe he could edit it a little bit, take some things out or whatever. Just make it less violent and then upload it again so he won't have an issue. And as long as his account isn't set up as, this is a children's account or whatever, you can upload the account, you can upload the video as not suitable for kids, just like you mentioned, and then let it go. And if it gets flagged again, maybe it's because he's a minor and there might be a lot more violence than they want, I'm guessing, or they allow. But that's the best way to do it, so that way he can still have his movie up there, but with YouTube allowing it to go forward.
Yeah, but see, I never really think about contacting YouTube because it's not there's an algorithm somebody programs. So the algorithm is what grabs it. So it's gonna take 6 months to get a response.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it could.
Well, yeah, there's two things that I told Giovanni at this point. The first one was to go ahead and re-edit the film, and I'm gonna go ahead and help him with that, just to oversee it, maybe take out certain sequences that might seem too violent, which is kind of ridiculous at this point. I mean, it's just very sad. They put all this effort, and YouTube has, shut them down on that. But yeah, so I told him to, let's go ahead and have him do another version, more PG. And then the second thing I told him, which was something that Jay Few suggested, was to put it on Facebook. So yeah, we're definitely planning to, at a certain point, put it on Facebook. And also my wife, there's another social media site that she uses, video, something like that.
Vimeo.
Vimeo, I think.
Vimeo, yeah.
Yeah, and she said that you know what, we can go ahead and just put it up there. So yeah,
Okay.
again, it's very, very frustrating that something like this. And I understand they have criterias, but when they're not telling you, hey, the certain scene in your particular video showed this and this and this, so that was the reason. They just just say it very without too much information, that it didn't need our expectations of having too much violence. I mean, what is too much violence?
I don't
I've
think
seen videos that are just ridiculous out there.
I didn't think there was enough violence. I think the one kid should have went through the car window instead of just up against the door. Well, I think, but you know what? Thinking back, the only real thing I can think of that may have caused it was the fact that they say the word bullshit in that one scene.
And that could be.
And that could be. But to edit your video and take it, what are you going to, if you take out the fight scenes and you just got a bunch of kids sitting around talking, I'm going to go do this and never, that those fight scenes are impactful to the storyline.
Yeah. And think about a lot of different songs, hip hop songs or rock and roll songs. They say even worse. I mean, I don't want to get too graphic here, but they say the F word, the S word, the ASS word. So they're saying it in their music videos, but their music videos are still playing with 1 million views.
Yeah, you also got to mention that these are minors too. That's the other reason why.
So. Right. That's the only thing I think of is if he marked it as the child and they used the word, maybe. I don't know.
And that could be. I mean, yeah. I mean, so yeah. So this is a lesson for for him, for us, and I'm definitely going to give him whatever advice I can, so that he's successful and he's not let down in the future, and see what kind of platform will let him express himself, because again, my wife and I, we know what he's doing. We know where his heart is. We know where his mind is. We're not worried that he's going to become a vigilante killer or something. The kids are doing things that I mean, I was watching movies at that time, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the movies that they were doing at that time. I was watching them at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, but we all played, Army and Cops and Robbers, and I mean, and we had metal guns. You remember those? They weren't even plastic. We had the metal cap guns that if you threw it at your buddy, you busted his head open.
Yeah, that is correct. And I did that a few times.
So it's weird. It's strange, but I hope he gets it straightened out. And if anything, you move it to a different platform, and of course we'll all follow him on there. I mean, he could be the next Quentin Tarantino for all we know, and we might all have jobs one day.
For sure. All right, sounds good. Well, I really appreciate you guys taking the time and sharing with me your thoughts, and also letting me share my thoughts here and venting of the frustrations of knowing my child and knowing where his heart and his mind is, and we're hoping to have some better news for you guys the next time we do this session of the crew. Thank you, guys.
I want to know when we get autographed movie posters so I can put one on my wall over here to go with the other ones I have. So let me know when they come around.
We can definitely take care of that, man. I'm planning to do some 8x10s. So you definitely got an autographed 8x10 coming your way, bro.
Sweet. And speaking of movies, Ghostbusters, Chris, what's going on with Ghostbusters, the movie, man?
Which one? The new one?
The new one, man.
Yeah.
The one that I want to forget about until it actually comes out, because I can't wait.
According to Wikipedia.org, Ghostbusters Afterlife is an upcoming American
God.
Basically,
drama film directed by Jason Reitman and written by Reitman and Gil Kenan.
Wow.
Yo, he's talking back.
There.
Yeah. So basically, what I've been hearing is that Sony has been really pushing back a lot of their movies, including like Morbius, Ghostbusters, and things like that. That they want people to actually go see it in the movie theaters. So I remember last year, and about a year ago, in February, we got a call we got an email from Ghost Corps asking us, hey, you guys want to watch the movie early? We can help promote it, dress up, do this, and whatever. We'll keep in contact. And we were like, oh, it's awesome. And then boom, COVID hits. And then they pushed the movie over from July 2020 to March 2021, and then to June 2021, now November. And it's like, before you know it, the kids in the movie are going to be adults already before the movie comes out. But it's after watching the trailer, every time I watch it, I wish there was another trailer. I just get so excited. It's like, it feels like the original movie. It has the original, it's the same universe compared to the 2016 one, which could have been written better. It had some funny people, but they could have been written better, honestly. And just watching it, it's just like, wow, I can't wait to see this. And it looks funny, it looks scary, it looks new. So.
But is it a greed thing? Because the other movies have been like Wonder Woman, a couple of Disney movies. They're all coming out in theaters and streaming. So
HBO.
But if you look
HBO
at
Max, Warner Brothers,
HBO Max, baby.
If you look at not only that movie, but you have, like you said, Morbius. You have Top Gun 2 has been playing trailers left and right. It's supposed to come out. The F9. They've been pushing that back since COVID started. Mm-hmm. So you have to say to yourself, are they waiting until they can pack more people into the theaters?
That's what Sony wants to do. That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for more people to be able to go to theaters and to be able to watch this instead of just, let me just sell it to a streaming company and just, whatever. They want people to do that. The only thing that sucks about having the COVID is that there's some items that are still coming out at the same time they're supposed to. So they're giving a little bit of spoilers here and there. I mean, I already know there's going to be 4 Ghostbuster kids, 2 girls, 2 boys and stuff, but they're talking about, don't want to spoil it, but they're supposed to, there's some type of magazine in Australia that had these little, I forgot, these little toys or a pad or something, and they showed Stay Puft Minions. So you see like 3 Stay Puft sizes, like little one looks almost like a baby and whatever. And I'm like, now that's a spoiler right there. I already know that the original guys are going to be there in a climactic scene at the end of the movie because some reporter mentioned it. But besides that, I don't want to really know much. Just see a new trailer and just, I can't wait to see the movie, honestly. Well, it looks good so far.
Speaking
now,
of
Now, I know you mentioned the 2016 movie. A lot of people hate that movie. They don't like it. If there's one thing you liked about the movie, what is it?
I would say Kate McKinnon's character. She was original. She was cool. I like the fact that they actually upgraded the equipment as they went along. But besides that, some of the jokes were flat. They didn't even have a business. I mean, there was no business model. There was nothing. They did one bust and that was it, and they messed that one up. And it's crazy. It's just like I don't know.
I watched 10 minutes of it and that was it. It just wasn't there for me. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, the trailer was good for this one, you know, and I like the fact that he got the kid from Stranger Things in it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. McKenna Grace, the little girl that's there, she's gonna be the stealer of the movie, and they don't show it much. They're trying to just push, Finn Wolfhard because he's the most popular one. But honestly, if you go through the Ghostbusters community, they love her because she's right now directly connected to one of the original Ghostbusters, and she's the only one that they really show shooting the proton stream and stuff like that. And it's just like, people already cosplaying her. Let's just say it like that. And she's gonna be the favorite one of the whole of the whole community.
But speaking of the original cast,
wait, one more thing, and a little tidbit is that actress also is a big Ghostbusters fan before she even got the part. So it's like it's awesome. Like one of us became a Ghostbuster, yeah, a real one. But go ahead, sorry.
But no, I was just saying that. Speaking of the original cast, the what's his name? I can't think of his name. He's on a show called LA's Finest on Netflix, which is a continuation series with I think it's Jessica Alba and the girl from Bad Boys that plays the sister, the FBI agent. Mm-hmm. So he plays her father in it, and it's actually a pretty good show. It's a continuance of Bad Boys, the last one, and they talk about she's Marcus's sister.
Are you talking about Ernie Hudson?
Yeah,
or Ernie Hudson. Okay.
Yeah, he plays her father in that. So, it's good to see him doing more stuff, and it's a pretty good show. I mean, it's filmed and shot just like Bad Boys, but it's a TV made for TV, streaming series.
Yeah, so. I got actually a funny story with I just said his name.
Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson, yeah. So
see, we're getting old.
Pray for it. Yeah, man, it's late. But so basically, I got to meet him a couple times. When my crew, the Miami Ghostbusters, were at conventions, we got to meet him at SuperCon. We had a table there, and he asked us to take a picture with him and stuff like that. And when he came to our table one time, we were doing something. And he came up and we just stood up, just said, yes, sir, no problems. Like he was the boss or something. It was weird. We didn't even he didn't even try to say, oh, he's the boss. It's just like he came up to us. We're like, yeah, let's do that. So it was cool. We got to take a picture with him on a DeLorean, I guess, with Slimer and stuff. But while I was waiting for the picture, in front of me were a few of the original Power Rangers there. 6 feet away from me. I was like, what? But I got to meet two of the no, she wasn't there. The red. I got to meet her though with a friend of mine 1 year. She is short and still pretty. Let me tell you. She's actually shorter than me. I'm 5'1". But what do you call it?
5'1" from the neck up.
Right. I wish. But yeah, man. And then I also got to meet two other Power Rangers. I think there was the second Pink Ranger, the blonde one, and the second Yellow Ranger at another convention, and they took a picture with us. Everybody's pretty, let me tell you.
Speaking of nostalgia, Bogey, I've noticed over the past couple of weeks that you've been reminiscing and posting a lot of old few pictures all over Facebook and video. So one of the things that sparked this idea is that I missed watching The Few, Yeah. And I know, with COVID going on and Javi deciding to pack up and move to another country.
Not leaving us.
Yeah. For a better life.
Supposedly, yeah.
Not without us.
Where are you bringing back The Few? Because wrestling is going on. I mean, CCW is coming back. I know The Few, Fighting Revolution Wrestling. He is doing his thing and streaming it every Saturday night. So I think there's an actual episode tonight. I heard WBW is coming back with a show next week and the next couple months. So let us know. Are you bringing it back?
And CCW, don't forget to mention, CCW has a show on YouTube that's live every week as well.
Did they really?
Yeah, and it looks like
I didn't see that one yet. I know it's fighting. FEW has JB fighting.
no. CCW has a show. Go to their YouTube channel. They go live once a week. Like I think it's Saturday night CCW or something, and they do it from somewhere. I don't know. It looks like a little mini arena or something. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, they were doing it. They were in Nashville, but I saw that posting for their one of their first shows out at the Extreme Action Park. I think is next month.
All right. The question is here, Bogey. Are you bringing back the few? What is going on?
All right. So to answer the question, as we know, unfortunately, the pandemic, COVID-19 is definitely giving us a different way of living. So the past year, local Miami wrestling has been affected, has also been affected for the fans. Now, personally, of course, thank goodness that there's a lot of shows that have been going on lately in the past few months. All the ones that Hess that you have mentioned, they're putting on shows, and they're having fans coming on there. As for the few, well, me personally, I mean, because I can only speak for myself, I'm only going to feel comfortable as, numbers start going down to be going to an actual show. Even though the shows, of course, you wear your mask and everybody's supposed to be, doing the safety precautions. Shows are going on regardless.
Oh, you mean like numbers of going down a few members?
No. The few members are few, but they're quality members. So I don't know why you had to move so far, because you just took yourself out of that, that
quality
equation.
Yes.
Oh,
that's right. But no, other than that, yeah, definitely, I definitely miss. I'm pretty sure, Jay Few, Papa Few, all the guys that have gone together from the beginning and the inception of the few. We definitely miss those days. So Hess, thank you so much for bringing this topic up. It's wonderful, the pictures and the memories and the videos that we were able to do the first few years, and they were amazing. Part of it had to do with the PAC, the Polish American Club.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the premier wrestling venues that the few and many Miami wrestling fans really enjoyed, and a lot of different promotions, put their shows on there. So, we're definitely proud to have that as part of our history, as part of the few history. But as for us coming back, yeah, it'll be nice. Let's see what mid 2021 looks like. And, if it's looking safer, I think I'll be ready to go ahead and start joining a few of the shows. Now, for the shows that are going on right now, I mean, I wish them the best of luck, and to have as many fans and fanatics to be able to go to. But yeah, for me personally, the numbers of COVID-19, I take it a certain way. So I'm just waiting for things to get to a certain norm. I understand that COVID-19 is not gonna, disappear in the next, 6 months or next year. But yeah, I mean, the few, we have our little chat, and we bring up things from time to time. So one of these days, hopefully pretty soon, the few will be go ahead and showing some pictures from a live show, and definitely has. I hope that when that day comes, that we'll let you know, so you can definitely be there next to us, so we can enjoy what local Miami wrestling has to offer.
Now, I like to mention 3 things. So number 1 is, you guys out there who are watching, you may be asking yourselves, what is the few? Now, if you live in Florida, there is a lot of pro wrestling going on. So if you're a big pro wrestling fan, you definitely want to join our group, The Few. What does The Few stand for? Fanatics enjoying wrestling. Okay.
Yeah.
And we started this back in 2014. Am I correct, Bogey?
Yep.
2014. And we then, we've been hitting up wrestling shows together as a group, united, having fun. And there's nothing like going to a wrestling show with your buddies, sitting out before the show, in the pre-show, and having a drink, eating pizza, just having fun, smoking a cigar, and then going right into the event and watching all the wrestling and communicating with the wrestlers. We did that, and we still do that. And then later on, we created the Few Show, which is a wrestling show with guest wrestlers who come on and talk about their life stories. And guess what? My number 2 thing that I want to say going into this, Ghostbusters Chris, he was actually in an episode. He was dressed up as a Hulkamania.
Oh, yeah.
And I have pictures to prove him. I turned Ghostbusters Chris into a wrestling fan
for that night.
For the night.
Mm-hmm.
And then number three, and this is really sad, but we interviewed this guy. Rest in peace, Rusty Brooks.
Yeah.
He was a big name in South Florida wrestling, and he was in the WWF in the 1980s. And he, trained a lot of people and brought a lot of people into the wrestling business. And there's nothing but good things that are being said about him. And we did an interview with him, and Bogey, we got to put that out so people could see it. And he was a really cool dude. He was a really cool dude.
I think you should do. I mean, I have memories of the Few, because I don't know. Well, maybe Chris, and I don't know, Book or Chris, if you know. So that's how I met Javi and Bogey, was because I went to a WDBW show when they were in Plantation, one of the first shows they did in Plantation, and the Few was there, and I immediately went home after the show with my son and a couple of buddies and watched it again on the Few channel. And I sent them a message that, hey, this stuff is great, blah, blah. And then me and Javi started chatting, and then the very next show, the next month, I met them at the show, and that's how everything came together. But I think you should do almost like a highlight reel of that year, like the best Few moments. And you can even call somebody that the Few and do, like, however long the video takes, that shows highlights and bloopers, because I mean, you guys had a lot of great interviews, different places. I mean, you got 24/7 Lou on your team.
Oh yeah.
And we should bring them on one day. If this thing carries on, we'll get them on there. But yeah, I would like to see. I think we should even talk about, because one thing I admire about the independents in Florida is that even with COVID, the pro wrestlers, the WWEs, the AEWs, they are also having problems with, if you look at WWE, they have nobody in attendance. It's all TV screens. They're doing their things in Orlando. As a matter of fact, their pay-per-view, is just all people. AEW's got some people, behind plexiglass. And then, so you look at stuff like CCW or the Few, and they got a few people there with masks on, but they struggle. So I think we owe it to them to help support them and get the word out the best we can. Danny from WWE, he was always putting out videos on Facebook about support your favorite wrestlers when they're down here, not just when they get to the level up here. Like, they need that kind of support. And I see a lot of great stuff that makes the pros nowadays look shameful. I go on my Instagram and I see these videos of these guys from like Pennsylvania and New Jersey and Florida, and Northern Florida is very big too. I mean, you guys remember Hound Dog? He's got his he's got his wrestling program up there. I think it's called Amped.
Bogey was joining that school to wrestle.
That's a big negative. That is the imagination of Jay Few sending me into that wrestling school, which I never signed up. He did.
I think you should definitely do the best ofs and put in the video where you're getting thrown through the ring that Jay Few is so humbly make sure we've all seen time and time again.
That's a great video. That's probably the highlight of the feud.
Yeah. Instead of JFU trying to do something to stop the violence, he made sure that he took as many pictures as he could so he could have a good time later on to show them.
Listen, guys, if Bogey can if Goldberg can wrestle at 54, Bogey can wrestle as well.
Did you see that wrestling match?
I did. He wrestled.
That was on the last pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, it was last pay-per-view. He wrestled the champion, Drew McIntyre.
Was it any good?
It was. I mean, it was your typical Goldberg match, short, but you know, in the end, you could tell that Goldberg is, you know, he's his age, and that Drew McIntyre carried him through the match. But the cool thing about that was that you can see the appreciation of Goldberg and the appreciation of McIntyre. It was like a little bit of a passing of the torch, and McIntyre shaking his hand and looking at him and saying thank you, because this, you know, me beating you means a lot to my career.
Well, I mean, and they all do that, and that's great to see. I mean, if you go back years when John Cena was coming up, right? You know, and he went through a couple of different transitions. But if you saw when they inaugurated or inducted Steve Austin into the Wrestling Hall of Fame, I mean, you saw him go over, hand him a beer, smack the beer, and him say, I mean, that was the passing of the torch there. Like him saying, "You're the man now. Go forth and move on." And he did. I mean, if you go on YouTube, I don't care what kind of wrestling fan, if you go on YouTube and you look up the John Cena Rob Van Dam match when they were doing the takeover for ECW, that's one of the best matches I've ever seen. And the crowd persisted. I mean, the ECW fans are crazy to begin with.
Yeah, that was intense. That was intense.
Yeah, just to begin, and the chants you can't go wrong with. I mean, that was one of the best matches I've ever seen. But I still to this day remember the first time I saw Goldberg come out on WCW. I was living with my grandparents in my early 20s, and I saw him come out. And the first thing I did was pick up the phone and call my buddy. I said, "You have to turn on the TV. This guy has no neck. Like, it's all traps, and that's it. Like, this guy is going to destroy every person he walks in the ring with." And he did. I mean, over the 30-second matches, he speared him, pick him up, and that's it. You know, I mean, he was a powerhouse, you know, and so enjoyable to watch. I have a hard time watching some of the newer guys and the storylines they're doing with them. And that's why I think I prefer the independent wrestling scene more, because these guys are more on that level of not as violent as ECW, but they don't get paid as much as those guys. So they put their heart out there, and you can tell.
I kind of prefer the monsters. So, you know, like the Braun Strowmans, the Big Shows, the Goldbergs. I like watching those freaks of nature fight. They always grab my attention.
Oh, absolutely.
But speaking of nostalgia, 31 years ago, on February 12th, 1990, one of the best video games of all time was released here in the United States. And I just want to show you which game that is. And I'm sure all of you have probably played this game one time or another in your life, on your Nintendo or elsewhere, because it's been ported over to different consoles. But this is probably one of the biggest and baddest Mario games of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And just to think, 31 years ago, not only did this game come out in the United States 31 years ago, but it also debuted in the movie The Wizard with Fred Savage.
Yeah, for the United States, because it was
in the United States
actually.
Yeah, it was in Japan.
Yeah, and when I first played that game was actually in an arcade, you know, one of those Nintendo VS ones where you just put some money and it gives you like a certain amount of time to play, and they would just put a bunch of games in there. They had Super Mario Brothers 3 in there, and before it even came out, I would go to this one video store and actually play the game. And that's how I got to actually get used to it and like get the feel for it before I even got to rent it.
Yeah, I remember. Well, did you guys see that? I'm sure you all saw the video. What's his name walking through overseas? Was it Disney or Universal? They got to Mario Land.
Yeah, Universal.
That's pretty sick.
saw that.
It's pretty sick what they did.
Oh
there.
my goodness,
Yes.
that looks. I heard it opened up in Japan, didn't it? The
Yeah.
Mario Kart. Yeah.
Oh, you have to see it. And even the park itself got so much to do with your band, getting coins and all this stuff. It's just like they really gave you an attraction, like you're in a different world.
Yeah, you can actually use your band to pop up a mushroom to have it go across and kill a Koopa. I mean, he was just going. He wouldn't show you everything, but he was going through like little tip. And the merch they have, you can't even get over here. I mean, forget about it.
I've been watching a guy on YouTube. He lives in Japan and he's been doing videos even at night. He's got pictures of it at night, which looks beautiful with the lights and everything. And he shows a bunch of things where besides just hitting bricks, it'll show like an image of a Yoshi egg, and then you keep hitting it, it'll change colors. So if you hit something, you see Mario pop up and it has a different sound. When you go to what do you call it? The gift shop, they have 2 popcorn boxes that are like $40 or so. One looks like Mario's Kart, which they didn't have yet. And I don't know if it does anything, but I think it just has the light in the front. But then there's one that looks like a star. And then if you click it open, it comes off. And then there's a button which lights it up. Or if you hit it again, it blinks. So you have a superstar that blinks.
I just want the popcorn.
That's cool. Yeah, they have 2 different flavors. They have like a Princess Peach one and a mushroom one.
Yeah. Disney did that too for a while. We were walking around with like the space alien from Toy Story was full of popcorn and a couple other. I like to go myself and get over by the Country Berry Jamboree. They sell the jugs that you can get full of soda that look like old rum jugs.
Now, speaking of Disney, have any of you guys gone to Disney or Universal Studios during this COVID era?
No.
No.
I canceled my tickets.
No.
Yeah, we used to have seasonal passes, but we canceled them last year. They gave you the option. It's just not worth the hassle. I mean,
I don't want no COVID-19 Disney experience. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a friend who still goes.
Oh yeah, I have a couple. I have one that goes like every weekend. So they have weekend, but they're single. You know what I mean?
Now, what do you guys think? Because we're still on Disney here. Recently, the TV show The Mandalorian. One of the actors on there, her name is
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano.
That's right. She made a couple of comments on certain themes about the Holocaust and comparing it to what's going on here in America. And Disney didn't like what she said, and they canned her from the show.
Yeah, supposedly she broke some contract things or whatever, where she was saying stuff like that or whatever. I'm not sure, but that's why they did that.
Yeah, that's her problem.
Yeah. And I know they saying this said, oh, but John, I know the main guy, the Mandalorian guy, I forget his name now, Pascal or something like that. He was doing it something similar, but he was left alone. But I don't know exactly what she went over the line with something, and they just couldn't do it.
Something he said like 2 years ago before the show.
Yeah, I don't really pay much attention to that crap. I mean, if she was something that broke her contract, then you're an idiot. Because, I mean, you were in Deadpool, you were American Warrior, you're an MMA fighter, but now you have something that's better than all those. You have a Star Wars figure named after you,
which is tripled in price right now
because Hasbro canceled the making it because Disney told them to.
But whatever's left is being grabbed by scalpers.
Yeah, and they'll make a fortune.
Capitalism at its best.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, anything you can pick up that is not going to be. Look what happened when they said they were changing Splash Mountain. They had more attendance that weekend when they announced that than during COVID than ever, because everybody was buying anything they could for Splash Mountain because they were going to stop making the merch because they're redoing, doing the ride.
Speaking of rides, looks like someone's having a ride there with some Doritos or something. I don't know. I thought you were on a 72-hour. What's a 72-hour fasting? What's going on?
Listen, when I do fasting, I pick a few days of the week to do fasting, and the rest of the days I take a break. So it works out for me. And so far it's been about 53 pounds that has worked for me.
No,
So it's good to go.
So I'm
That's
gonna,
great.
I'm,
Let me enjoy this.
I'm going to ask you about that because I'm curious. I've seen your posts and the conversations going back and forth, and so to me it seems like a slow burn. So you basically just drink water, I'm assuming.
Correct.
Do you put any kind of like um, any kind of like electrolytes in the water to condition it, or is it just straight water?
All right. So the topic that you guys are bringing up is fasting. Now, fasting is a term that I think all of us has grown up with hearing about it, but we really don't know much about it because, we really never looked into it.
Well, because when the doctor tells me I have to fast after 12 o'clock so I can go get my blood drawn, I'm pissed because I'm a 2 o'clock in the morning eater.
Yeah. And myself too, when I was told, okay, we need to do your blood work, you need to fast and not eat anything for such and such hours. It was a strange phenomenon for me because I've always been used to 3 meals a day, the norm, the things that we're always told socially, is acceptable. You eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, to answer part of your question, Mr. Hess, is about fasting. The important thing about fasting, it's something that everyone can do, but you really have to, get into it slowly. Now, the most important thing about doing fasting, especially extended fasting, which is what I do, is to keep hydrated. And sometimes I do 3 days of fasting, 4 days of fasting, meaning I'm not eating anything other than drinking water, or there's a few other acceptable hydrations that you can do. You can drink black coffee, meaning no sugar, no milk, no nothing in it. Black coffee straight is acceptable for fasting. You can drink a bottle of water with apple cider vinegar. So you can put a few ounces of apple cider vinegar in like a 16-ounce bottle of water, and that is good, and that's actually going to help your fasting.
What about a Colt 45?
Colt 45 will break fasting, so you won't be doing any fasting with a Colt 45.
Yeah, I know with the vinegar, that's supposed to also help your kidneys, your urinary tract, and all that stuff, and it also helps with damn, you see, I'm getting old. With what's that word where you clean your system out?
Cleansing.
With cleansing your detox. That's detoxing yourself and stuff like that. So and that's really good to help lose weight. Also, that's what I've been told. But I don't like to taste too much. It's like, and it also helps. Be honest with you, you take a swig of that if you have really bad heartburn, and it goes away.
Yeah, a lot of people take just like a shot of apple cider vinegar for once a day or in the morning or in the evening because of that. It helps with their systems and all. So no, because the reason why I asked is because my wife has recently, she's been doing keto for over a year now. She's been doing the keto diet, and you guys know last year she had a lot of surgeries, and one of the things the doctor said, because of one of the surgeries recently, towards the end of the year, she ended up in the ICU because when they took the tube out of her, the breathing tube. She had aspirated and got fluid in her lungs, and I didn't know this, but whenever you have fluid in your lungs, it's pneumonia. They call it pneumonia. So when the doctor called me and said, "Oh, we're bringing her to ICU, she has pneumonia," I'm like, well, how the hell did she get pneumonia? I mean, she did all the tests, but it's because they took the tube out. She swallowed a little bit of fluid, got in her lung, and they had to get that out. She was on IV liquids, no food, because of the pneumonia, for like 4 days that she was in the ICU. And they told her, because she was on the keto diet, that's what helped her get through, just being fed, intravenously.
Wow.
And so recently she's been taking what they call the ketones, and our body just naturally produce ketones. And this is a drink that you pour into water. They have caffeinated and decaffeinated. So depending on what time of the day you drink it. So that's why I was asking if you pour anything like, you know, Powerade or anything, because I know drinking water alone, being in the military, I mean, we hydrate all the time, but a lot of times this is not enough. Like if you're in a situation where you're not eating or getting an intake, your body starts to break down your fat. You want to keep your hydration not going there. So I was just curious, you know, because I know you do it for long periods of time. Where, I mean, what does your family do? Like you're just walking around the house, like I'm not going to eat for the next week. I'll see you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? At the same time, this fat thing that I'm doing, I've been saving a lot of money for myself and the household because I mean I'm not eating. But the other thing that I do is I do drink you know, a bottle of water, and I do add a powdered vitamin drink.
Mhm.
So it gives me the, you know, vitamin that I need on a daily basis, but is not breaking the fasting portion of it. Because anytime you have anything like sugar or carbs or you know, anything like that, is gonna break your fast.
No,
So
does taking vitamins break your fast? Like if you take supplements or vitamins in the morning as a part of a regimen, does that break your fasting?
well, you have to research, and that's one of the biggest things when I ask, hey, so how's your fasting going? How can I do it? You need to do your research because you know, for me, you know, I learned what it is that I can do for my fasting and the things that I can drink. Now, you know, if the powdered drink that I use, it does not break fasting.
Okay.
So every morning, you know, when I drink, you know, when I go ahead and consume my hydration, I go ahead and add that powdered vitamins, and it helps me.
And
Uh,
how
so,
much water do you
Yeah.
drink per day when you're fasting?
Yeah.
ooh, so the norm is at least 16 ounces of water every 4 hours. So, you know, because of my work schedule, you know, I start work at 4 in the morning. So at 4 in the morning, I'm already, when I'm driving to work, I'm drinking 16 ounces of water. When it's about 8 a.m., I'm drinking another bottle of water. At 12, I'm drinking another 16 ounces of water. At 4 p.m., 16 ounces so every 4 hours, 16 ounces of water, you know,
Oh,
whatever it is that I'm
Is
doing.
is that the same for when you wrestle in the ring? Like you're on your wrestling schedule. Do you fast, then take steroids, and then go back to the fasting?
he just got muted
Yeah.
for asking
Yeah,
something
because
stupid.
right now we're not talking about you know, dreams and fascinations of other people. We're talking about reality. So J Fuel, I don't think has anything to contribute to reality in this particular conversation.
Yeah, I
But
will say
the
that.
most
Oh, go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
but the most important thing about fasting is the hydration of it. And every 4 hours, you should have at least 16 ounces of water. And that's what helps, you know, especially if you're going to do extended fasting,
Right.
which is anything from 24 hours and beyond. The hydration of you know, 16 ounces of water every 4 hours is what's going to get you through that.
Now,
Yeah, I think real quick is none of us are experts and we all do different things. I mean, I know people in my family, my extended family, they do what they call intermittent fasting, where they may not eat anything after 8 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock the next morning, you know, stuff like that. So anybody watching this, Bogey's not a doctor.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna say this. A lot of people
Correct.
who do eat, like, let's say they never eat past 7 or 8, and they just, leave it for the day. I mean, that's a normal intermittent fasting thing. That's why in the morning they call it break fast. Because if you're not eating at a certain time for a certain many hours, you're breaking the fast. And when you break a fast, you're supposed to eat something soft or like liquid. That's why you see people a lot of times having a smoothie, but you're supposed to have like something soft. Like I've heard like butternut squash soup or something like that.
I mean,
That sounds like
Something
a
that what I'm saying?
butternut
Because
squash soup.
no, well, I'm saying,
That's for
well, it tastes
breakfast.
good. Well,
That's
yeah,
a
when you
vegan thing. That's your
no,
vegan
no, no, no,
thing.
no, 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 no. Listen. Because the fact, if you're going on a long, what do you call it? Like a long fast, you're not supposed to eat something solid, really, because your body's not used to breaking the food that much. So you're supposed to eat something soft. That's just like an example of whatever. So if you have like a soup or stew or whatever you want to have, as long as there's not a lot of solids in it, you can have it. So that way your digestion will be okay. But yeah, I mean, I've done fasting a couple of times. And let me tell you, the next day I have a lot of energy. I have a
Well,
lot.
see, it's funny because I did just the opposite. I mean, I remember when I first got married almost 15 years ago, I went to the doctor. They had me eating little portions. You know, I used to work at a call center, so I had these little like Tupperware full of tuna salad, and I would bring like 4 or 5 of them to work with me, and I was eating that every 3 hours. You know, and then I had a nice salad for dinner along with whatever my wife made for dinner that night. And in 1 month, I lost 10 pounds, you know, and I wasn't going to the gym. I'm not a gym person. I mean, I would just walk around for the hour of my lunch. I'd walk around the building and call my wife and, you know, chit chat for me. But, you know, so even now, like I eat every couple of hours. So like, you know, I ate before we got on here. It was like 10 o'clock at night. You know, I'll have something to snack into it. It just depends on what I'm doing.
So you guys, you know, talking about all this fitness and stuff, you guys were all wrestlers at once then?
No, not me.
No?
I used to do martial arts when I was younger, but you know, self-taught.
Okay. Well, do you guys want to take off your shirts right now and show off the muscles?
I don't have that right now.
Look at the gun show.
I get into all this wrestling stuff, you know. So you know,
I'm all for it.
You know, we're trying to cater to all our audiences.
That's it. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm nominating Bogey that for one segment out of every show, you give us a wrestling update. Is Sweetwater doing anything? I haven't seen anything from Sweetwater.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything either. Let's hope that you know, sometime this year they might be able to put something up, especially, you know, since they have good close relations to the commissioner of Sweetwater. So you know, let's hope that one of these days we do get you know, some good news.
Yeah, because I mean, Miami is one of the most locked down places in Florida. So I don't know what the rules are. I know in Broward they're loosening a little bit, you know. And speaking about commissioners, I saw on one of the shows, Fighting Evolution got a new female commissioner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was wreaking havoc for a while there. So I still follow some of those guys, you know, like I know it's like I said, CCW moved their stuff to Nashville for a while, but now they're coming back. I think the whole crew went up there too, like all the, you know, the wrestlers. I think Johnny Walker was up there. I know you guys.
A lot of them went up. I haven't seen.
I love Johnny Walker.
Oh wow, is that a confession?
If I was a wrestler, I would be very close to a Johnny Walker type wrestler.
Yeah, I like Johnny. Johnny's got that Ric Flairish, Rick Rude combination going on. You know, that's who when I first saw him, that's who he reminded me.
I told Bogey that he would be a great manager for Johnny Walker.
I think Bogey made a great manager for anybody in there. I mean, he's got the charisma.
But I would put him with Johnny Walker because that would be like a great combination right there.
If I was his manager, my name would be Mr. Aguardiente. And for those that don't know what that means, is aguardiente is the specialty liquor of Colombia.
Firewater.
So, you know, for Johnny Walker, he needs a manager that has the equivalent of the power of the Johnny Walker.
I love aguardiente.
I would be Mr. Aguardiente.
I remember when I first had that, one of my best friends was Colombian, and that's all they drank. And
yeah,
we actually went to, in quick story, in '94, we went to the World Cup in Citrus, the Citrus Bowl. But before that, they were playing at Lockhart, so we got in Joe Robbie Stadium, so we got to see like Colombia play and the Netherlands play and all.
Awesome.
And we went to an exhibition with the Strikers and Colombia at Lockhart Stadium. and they brought in what I thought was bottles of Avion, but they actually poured the water out and poured the aguardiente in the water because it looked just like water. So when I thought they were rationing the water, like I had my own bottle, and I see all this family like passing the cap around, and they're all doing.
I hear you. You don't want me to talk. I'm on live here. Come on.
Well, I need to walk out naked, so
Whoa!
See, this is why your kids show got banned from YouTube.
Everybody heard me. Just have your power. Just walk. Go. I don't care. We go. Have your towel on.
Yeah,
if you have a towel on, nobody can see you.
Yeah.
Don't worry, don't worry. Bogey's got his underwear on. His Hanes.
Yeah.
Or are those Fruit of the Looms?
So was that Josefina or was that Soy Fabulous? Which one was that?
It was Soy Fabulous. Yeah, Josefina, it doesn't belong in this house.
What happened?
Other house.
Wait, what happened to her? She left?
No, Josefina has her own house and she's looking for her own boyfriend. So.
Okay. Sugar Daddy he ran out of money.
I guess so, but that's not my problem.
Listen, you didn't see that she's gonna be a motivational speaker. On my last episode, she got a lot of money.
Oh.
All I know is she was hanging.
A rapper asked me to be on his album. Was signing all the paperwork and registering the song as Josefina.
Oh.
Nice.
I'm assuming she's still wearing a towel.
She's gonna speak and then she's gonna do a music video.
I saw that. I saw that on the Instagram. You were down there in Wynwood. Did you guys see? I don't know if you guys saw it.
That's a different one. That's a different one.
Oh, okay.
So we'll give you an update on Josefina on the next episode of The Crew.
The Crew, that's right. Yes. All right. So this is a cool episode.
Okay, you know, didn't even come to Jill's birthday party. Nobody invited her.
What?
Giovanni had a birthday today. We missed you, JP. We're so used to you being here every year.
I know. I saw the pictures and I saw the video.
The rap, yeah.
Yeah.
He had so much fun.
We were all there. We just didn't send any gifts.
I wasn't invited, so
we asked Bogey what to get him, and he said, "Just send me money. I'll take care of it." And I cashed out him like $2,000. I don't know what he did with it.
Yeah.
Actually, the kids were a little sad this year because they say, "Hey, where's that guy, that bald-headed guy you call Jay Fuse, so we can go ahead and pick on him?" He wasn't here, so they were a little sad.
You should have told me. I would have just shaved and came over with an accent.
There you go, Brian. Brian, you're a stand-up guy. I appreciate you.
I would have brought the table, man, just to put him through it. Just
I would.
Another bully. I see. Oh, wow.
I would have been.
Yeah, that's like everybody else, man.
Is this how we end it? Pick on Jay Few.
Well, you notice what he did, right? He had to show the video game like it's a TikTok video. You know, I mean, hey, this is the Gamers Addict show.
Exactly. All right.
All right, guys. So I think that was a great first episode.
For sure. Yeah.
I love it.
So I was watching the show.
Cállate.
I'm like, are you talking to her or are you watching a show? And then I think he's talking back to you.
Yeah, she wasn't sure if I was talking to myself or if I was talking,
All I know is that you got the background to work, so it saved you from seeing all those people.
Yes,
that was cool.
I'm here with the background representing Sunset City, and we're gonna go ahead and find out what it is that we can do for my son Giovanni to go ahead and be able to put out Sunset City so that YouTube can accept it. But we're also going to go ahead and try to put it on Facebook where, hopefully we're not going to go ahead and get censored on there. So these young boys, that they can go ahead and express, their creativity. And so that you guys can enjoy, what it is that they want to share with you.
All right. So that's wrapping it up here. And finally, when we get that video out, we're gonna link it here on this video so you guys can watch Sunset City by Giovanni Montoya. All right, guys. Any last words here before we wrap up?
I'm going to Chris's house to play Killer Instinct.
Hey, it's a 4 players. It's all 4 of us go. Come on.
Wait.
And
is my naked remark coming out in the episode?
Everything is in the episode.
This is after hours. This is after hours. This is
What do you think we're editing?
this is not Feud. This is not TGA. This is uncut, raw. That's right. This is like anything can happen. Whoa. Even Bogey's underwears are coming out.
This is like Howard Stern. You know, we're not censoring nothing here.
That's right. It's the crew uncensored. How about that?
No, there you go.
Oh,
I like that.
And there ain't no other
unfiltered.
There you go.
Unfiltered.
And there's no better person to finish it off than Bogey. Go ahead. You say your words, man.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much here for joining us on this first episode of the Crew Uncensored. So this is your man Bogey with
J Few, aka Player One,
and
Christian Tejada, aka GB Chris,
and the man who put this together,
Bioketones, Hess,
Sergeant Brian Hess,
Mr. Hess. So I hope you guys really enjoyed all these different topics and conversations that we had here to share with you. And you know what? I think we can actually do an episode 2 and come with a lot of great other subjects and topics to create and to share with you guys, because I think we definitely have a lot of great personality here and a lot of great experience. So thank you guys for joining us in this first episode of The Crew. And
Unfiltered.
And uncensored. That's right.
Uncensored. That's right.
Uncensored.
All right. So we are done here, and this is your man Bogey saying, enough said.
Well done.